It's the music.
You hearing the music now?
Yeah, put them on. Put them on.
Put 'em on.
Yeah, put them on.
We can hear the music. We can take them off. We can.
Oh, okay, I can hear it now.
We can.
Oh, okay, it's so good. I wish I knew how to sing, but I don't.
All right, welcome to the show tonight. I'm happy to be here on another Tuesday night. I'm John Martin.
And this is Gloria Howard.
Welcome to Community News. And tonight, we got a lot to talk about tonight.
Absolutely. We told you we were going to bring it, and we're bringing it.
So our special guest this evening is Miss Margaret Brooks of Brooks Funeral Home in St. Paul. Come on, give her a hand.
That's right.
And she's here as our guest today to talk about the importance of life insurance and what's it all about in the background and preparing for a funeral, pre-funeral arrangements, and a funeral. So we're going to spend this hour with her because it's most important. This is what we need to be talking about in the Black community. This has not been talked about in a while, that people have to get insurance on their self. I was talking to a young man today. He said, well, people can't afford insurance. I said, well, if you buy a new car, you got to get what? Assurance.
Insurance to drive
If you
it.
get a house, you got to get what? Insurance. Now, if you rent an apartment, you got to get what? Rental insurance. So it's most important for us as African Americans to try to reach out to some insurance companies to get insurance on not even yourself, but your family, because funerals are so expensive now. They are very, very costly now. And we are going to let Miss Brooks introduce herself and her business and how long she's been in business and how long she's been serving the African American community.
Yes.
Miss Brooks.
Just 1 second before that. I don't mean to cut in, but
Go ahead.
before that, the one thing that I want to say to this and is that it is important for us to have insurance, but it's equally important for us to think about our loved ones after we're gone. If you are the primary caregiver of that household, what happens if you leave unexpectedly? Mm-hmm. What happens to your family? Now, if you don't have insurance, you have not made any pre-arrangements for your aftercare, there's the GoFundMes. Mm-hmm. And people, GoFundMe is not a pre-funeral arrangement. It is not insurance. We have to prepare better than that for our loved ones that we leave behind.
Yep.
So with that,
and I think it's very, very, very important. So we're gonna let this may be this is a different type of show tonight. I think this is the show that we want to bring you news that you can use that
absolutely
that people can be aware of how much it costs for a funeral and pre-funeral arrangements. Miss Brooks, welcome to the show, Miss Brooks.
Thank you so much.
So can you tell us how long has Brooks Funeral Service been serving the area of Minneapolis and St. Paul?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Miss Brooks, and I'm with the Brooks Funeral Home. Brooks Funeral Home been standing in Minnesota since 1941.
Wow.
We are Black-owned. It's my family's business, and we're here to serve our community. We go to Rochester. We go all over the metropolitan area.
Wow.
We try to help our people. Back in the day in Minnesota, we was the first Black funeral home. Mm-hmm. When Black folks died, some of them used to go over to the white funeral home, and they would tell them, we don't do Black people. Mm. You need to go over to Brooks. As the years been by, and I've been doing this for 28 years, white funeral homes now are doing our Black people. Mm-hmm. We only have 2 Black funeral homes standing, always been standing in the state of Minnesota. Wow. Brooks Funeral Home been around since 1941, mm-hmm. Black-owned. Esther's been around since 1961. Mm. It saddens me when I open up our doors when our people of color come to me, no insurance. But the state of Minnesota do help a little bit. Mm. Just for instance, if it's St. Paul case, mm-hmm. the family come to me, they have to prove that their loved one have nothing in the bank. Mm-hmm. I put in an application with Ramsey County Burial Assistance. Remind you now, when an application get approved, Brooks Funeral Home will receive $1,560 in 90 days.
Wow.
They have a copay with me of $830, and it's like pulling a root canal. I require them to give me $830. They'll come to me, my people, and I love my people, and I'll go above and beyond to help you. But this is a business. This is a business.
So if one of my loved ones died and they don't have no type of insurance or no type of money at all, who do I go to try to bury them and make arrangements and as a family member,
Right.
and if the family does not have any money and we can't come up with any money, how would that situation go? How would they be buried and how would they be taken care of?
First of all, you come into the right person. You come into Brooks Funeral Home.
Okay.
Again, it's a family business. I want to help everyone who comes through my doors. If you want to be buried and don't have no insurance, so I take it through the county, you have a copay with the Brooks Funeral Home for $830.
Okay, so how much now?
Then you Then you have a copay. I try to get them a cemetery of their choice, but we have to, let's face it, you have no money. I'm trying to help you, but I'm gonna put them in a metal casket, not a cloth cover welfare casket, because I don't sell those. I give you 4 colors to pick out. You better start cooking some chicken dinners or something, but I'm gonna help you.
That's right.
Because at the end of the day, that's somebody's child.
That's right.
So the county or the state will provide a coffin, but it's a
box.
but it's a box casket. So for you all don't know what you got picture. If you don't,
I don't sell those.
Don't know what a box casket is. This is what the actually state would actually put your loved one in. This is what they will come up with if they pass away. And this is a picture of this right here.
It's 4 colors.
You get 4 colors, and if we can put it up on the screen right there. If you can take a look at this, this is what the state will provide.
No,
you
Brooks
with.
Funeral Home.
I mean Brooks. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Brooks Funeral Home will provide you with this caskets right
I
here.
have some more.
And they come in different.
Oh, okay. Those
different
are nice.
colors.
Because that is somebody's
And they
child.
come in
and I always
different,
do the right thing by family.
and different styles.
This is nice.
Very nice.
These
Now,
are nice.
is our funerals are more expensive now than they was?
Yes.
Okay. So funerals are. How much is an average funeral? How much is an average cost for a funeral? Let's say it's in cost including burial.
Just a basic.
This is the basic.
$12,000.
Wow.
That's wow.
$12,000.
That's
That's
just-
not include your horse and carriage, because you come in there and want a horse and carriage. Let's get to the business part.
Yes.
Horse and carriage is
Absolutely.
$850. You have to have an escort with that. That's an additional $300. So let's get to the casket, and I pay for the vault. Brooks Funeral Home pay for the vault that your loved one go into.
Okay.
The vault at the cemetery.
Oh, okay.
Now, what is pre-funeral arrangements? Like, what is that when if someone want to come in and make pre-funeral arrangements? How would they go by doing that?
They will call the Brooks Funeral Home, make an appointment. You come in, I give you 2 hours. You can put down $200 or $300, or if you could pay for it all, because prices are going to go up. The cemeteries go up every year. If you can pay for it, we get the price locked in.
Okay.
So you can die 10 years from now, but it's still going to be that
That
price.
same price.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So therefore, funeral arrangements is if I can buy my own casket.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yes.
I can buy my own casket, and I can make my own arrangements how I want everything to go if I decide to take that trip.
Absolutely.
You know,
it's guaranteed. Oh, you going to take it.
Yeah, that's
We know
right.
that.
That's right. You're not deciding to take
That's
that trip.
one appointment.
Okay?
You ain't going to be late or early, but you're going to be right on time
That's
with the
right.
Lord.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, some people don't
It's
know.
guaranteed.
Now they've been hearing about. I've been seeing commercials on TV about life insurance and burial insurance, and then some people may work a job out there and do certain jobs will carry. I know my grandmother, when she was working at the bakery, they covered her. She had burial. I think think she had burial assurance, and they paid a portion of that. Now, how would they?
What's the difference?
What's the difference between that?
The difference with that, for instance, your grandmother who's gone home with the Lord, hopefully she had a beneficiary down there. So then you don't have to decide who's going to be the beneficiary of grandmother's life insurance. I'm pretty sure. So your grandma from the old school, they handle business.
Yes, they did.
She had a designated beneficiary on that policy. I hope that she did the right thing, which I know she did. She put down the person that she wanted to be the beneficiary of this policy. Y'all went in there to the funeral home, sat down, told Mr. Leaks what you wanted. He gave the bill to your auntie, and she signed off. And what he done is did an assignment on that. He got paid within 48 hours. Just that portion that's for the cemetery and for the funeral home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference between if they want to be buried or cremated? Because I know this is a thing now, being cremated now. I remember in the African American community, we wasn't doing too much cremating. We was pretty much putting our loved ones in the ground. But cremation is the big thing now.
Absolutely. My mother's gone home with the Lord, been going home for 26 years. And she always said this, when I was a young girl, I'm 58 years old now, and when I was about 10, she says, Margaret, one day I'm going to leave here. You're going to be double crying. And I said, why, Mother? You're going to cry because I ain't got no insurance, and you're going to cry because I'm dead. That's double crying. But my mother did have life insurance, and I thank her for it. Cremation is different. You can have a service with the body present, then cremation afterwards. I do with the body present, have a service. I charge $4,500, and I'll pay for the crematory. If you want a direct cremation, $17.95, just a direct cremation. If you died at the hospital or you died at home, it's called direct cremation. That's $17.95. And I try not to schedule a appointment I try not to schedule a funeral. I want the bill paid in full.
This is very important information that Ms. Brooks is sharing with us this evening, and I know this is very, very important for the African American community and all race of life, all walks of life. Need to know the insights on how funerals work, how much they cost, because I know 90% of the time we don't know anything about funeral arrangements until that time happens.
That's right.
And we don't know that funerals are more expensive now than buying a car now.
Absolutely.
Getting a house now. So but it's most important for us African Americans, to reach out to an insurance company. We have a young lady tonight that couldn't make it tonight. Is Nene
Holly, my good friend.
Nene Holly, and she sells insurance. I remember the time when I was growing up, the insurance man used to come to the house and make the insurance.
Eat your food.
And get insurance.
Your mother left an envelope and he put it right back.
I want you guys to get a pen and take down this number: 612-250-8799. That's Nene Holly. If you want to know more information about getting life insurance and death insurance or insurance on rental car or whatever, etc., give her a call and she can be able to assist you. Yes. Now, Ms. Brooks, when they prepare for the funeral, some may want to know, what all do they pay for? Do they pay for the limousine, the actually cars and things like that? This is what people, need to know. Now, this is how much it is. This is the price list. And she's going to run down the price list that it costs for an average funeral.
And listen up, too. Listen up. We have a woman who is an African-American, a family-owned business since 1941, who has the community in their hearts, okay? So this is not just I'm going over here. No, this is a staple. This is a backbone of our community. And these are the people that we should be knowing. We should be able to go in and sit down and talk to, make arrangements with. And these are the people that's going to work with you. So listen up, pay attention. If you got questions, give her a call.
Yep, that's right. Give Miss Brooks actually a call, because this topic today is so important to get out, because there's so many of our African American men's, women's, and things like that is actually being killed, and there's so many people that's dying of COVID-19,
Yep.
and right now we're actually struggling to have money, to actually get money to burying our loved ones. Churches are burnt out now, and different organizations now is actually burnt out from helping families, and which is they do want to help families, and sometimes that some churches and some organizations can't help it because they help other people. So we as African Americans have to take on self-responsibility and make sure that we have assurance. I went to a funeral years back again, and they didn't have no money we was at the funeral, they had the funeral and everything, so we thought we was going to the cemetery. So the undertaker came out, and he said, well, the body ain't going nowhere. I said, what do you mean? People said, what body? He said, well, he said, we need some money. We need some money for the cemetery. So we was all there, after we got done singing, and we got done shouting, and we sent him a good home going. But
John, come on now.
but he couldn't get there. He couldn't. He was ready to go. He couldn't get there. All serious. But then they passed the bucket around. And I thought they passed the bucket around because they had to come up with $2,000 because the cemetery wanted cash. You see, yeah. See, most people don't know that, Miss Brooks. Tell them that, Miss Brooks. Most people think that the cemeteries would take checks, but most cemeteries only take what, Miss Brooks?
Yeah, they'll take my check.
Yeah.
Let's face it. Let's face it. I have 48 hours for them to dig the grave. I let them know this is a go. When they know I said it's a go, it's a go. Then I send my vault company out there to put a 30 grave box down in the grave. But they want their money up front.
Well, this is say if I just want to pay the cemetery with a check, will they take my check?
Not. Checks goes. They mean well. You mean well, but checks bounce. This is 2021, almost 2022. Not.
Now now is what about tombstones? So do that. Most people think that's included with the funeral. Now tombstones is different.
Headstone.
Headstone. Tombstone. Headstone. Yeah. So is they very tombstone.
Headstones are separate, but
Headstone.
I can get a headstone for $1,300 with a picture. Headstones, they put that down in the fall and the springtime.
Yeah. Are they real expensive? Are they real?
No,
expensive
they're
too?
not. No, they're not. You can get a headstone with a picture on it, $1,300 or $1,400 or $1,500. No, they're not.
Okay.
But that's separate.
That's separate.
I do want to share with my with your audience and my people. If a person in your household or your family member, if you have a friend that died from COVID-19, I've been doing this a lot, and the government, you would get reimbursed the money that you paid. Only the money that you paid on the bill. You don't get the county money back. For instance, if it's Hennepin County Burial Assistance will give the Brooks Funeral Home $3,000 in 90 days. Your copay is $1,400. So if you pay $1,400, you bought some flowers, keep your receipt, because when they call me, when it's $1,400, that's what I'm going to send that bill for, $1,400. I don't try to get over on the system. That's not going to happen. I just had that happen to me last week, and it's called not.
Well, it's how about if a person does not have, the family can't come up with the money at all, how long can a body stay out, and what would the county do if the body is returned back to the morgue? Or how long can the morgue keep a body if the family don't claim it, or what would happen then?
Well, if the family don't step up and claim the body, it's called abandonment. You have left your loved one. I try not to do that. I try not, because I'm a mother. That person had a mother and a father. Things happen. I had a homeless guy from over at the encampment over in Hennepin County. He had nothing. But I gave him a service. Gave him a service. It's the right thing to do.
I think that a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken, I think a couple of years back when Obama was passing this bill, he said it was important that people have insurance on them or on themselves. So most people may listen to this show at night and say, well, we can't afford it. And insurance is not. How much is an average policy, Miss Brooks? Let's say if I want to insure myself and my 2 boys, if I just want to get burial, how much will that cost me a month? If I actually a month, how much will that actually cost me? I'm over.
It's gonna cost you something.
I'm over 50.
Yeah, it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost me something.
Get insurance when your kids are little. Let's face it. Let's face it. You know, Big Mama had insurance. Your mother had insurance, and everybody. Sometimes you might can't afford it, but it's better to get insurance when you are younger. Because when you get older in life, especially African American, high blood pressure.
Oh, yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
High cholesterol.
That's when you can't afford it.
You might can afford something. But come on now. Go
Get
to the
it
funeral
early.
home. Make arrangements with them. I want to put $200 down a month. I want to put something down.
Yes.
Because you don't want your family going through, oh, Uncle would have wanted this. Uncle would have wanted that. But if Uncle didn't leave no money,
And that's right.
you got to carry on. Do the best you can in your heart. That's what I'm just saying.
So in working in the funeral business, and I see your passion for the people, not only people of color, but for people actually people that look like me and other people too. So what is the most important things that African Americans, because I've been to a lot of events and programs, this and that, and this is one subject they don't talk about. This is one. I know in Chicago, the churches have what is called they have a funeral home to come in and talk with the congregation, and they have arrangements. And I think that our African American church should invite funeral homes to come into the churches and to actually educate people about the cost and educate them how expensive funerals are, and it's better to be prepared. If we can prepare for everything else, I think this is one thing that's off the table that we don't talk about much in the black community.
Absolutely.
Is death, and people say, "I'm not dying. Why should I make funeral arrangements?"
That's right.
Somebody got to make them for you if something happened to you.
That's
I had a
right.
friend, she told me her brother said, I'm going to die, I'm going to leave it up to y'all to bury me. Really? But not get insurance. He's still living. But do the right thing.
Do the right
Don't put
thing.
that pressure on your family. We see families all the time.
Yes.
They grieving because you're gone.
Well, how about some people
Then they
say,
start feuding.
Yeah.
And I just sit there and look and I just pray for them. But at the end of the day, they shouldn't have to go through this, especially with a grown person. Come
That's
on,
right.
Uncle. Come on, Uncle. Come on now.
You know what?
That's
You know what,
right.
y'all? How about people say, "Well, is they can't afford it"?
Well, this is what I was gonna say.
This is
okay.
what-
This is a general price list right
Absolutely,
here. Okay.
absolutely.
So this is what I suggest, because this is what I'm going to be doing. Okay. This is a general price list. Go and sit down, make an appointment, sit down and go over it.
So
okay.
this, Gloria, this contract is like buying a car. You buy a car, they ask you, like policy. Do you want to get collision? Do you want to get how much?
Yeah, it's got everything
policy
in
that you
here.
want to get. And I think it's kind of similar to that, but this is talking about death. That's talking about a vehicle. And and like you said, people need to come together and just we must educate our people, because yesterday, Monday, a young lady got killed on Broadway. It was so sad. Broadway. She was in her little scooter, and I was on the opposite side of the street doing my thing with 21 Days, and the car just sped out, coming out of Cubs parking lot, and
Man.
and hit the lady, and she flew up and she backed down, and it was actually sad, and my heart goes out to that actually family, and what happened in St. Paul too. It's just so much death. It's just so much death and violence in our community.
It is.
And the sad part about it is people that look like me and you, look just like me and you.
That's
just
right.
like you and me. So we have to find ways to educate. There's enough education out there, but the only problem, it's kind of hard to reach this young generation. See, we have a young generation that have a mind of their own.
Absolutely.
It's like they have their own agenda. See, you can have an agenda for them, but they have their own agenda. And then if something happened to them, then the parents is left in this situation, what we're talking about today. What we just talking about today.
Okay, now let's. I just want to mention Crime Victim Reparation Board. Every funeral home should have those applications in their funeral home.
Okay.
I'm not talking about crime reparation advocate.
Now, what is crime victim? Now, I've been hearing about, crime victims and what they are paid. What is? Can you explain to people what is crime victim
reparations?
Yeah, what it is.
Crime victim pays $7,500 towards the funeral.
If it was involved in
A crime,
a
homicide.
homicide. Okay.
Homicide. They would give $7,500 to the funeral home. If you go over that $7,500, I try not to because I know families are devastated.
Right.
And I try to help. So I'm going to do what I should do because it's the right thing to do. Stay $7,500. That's just my business.
Okay.
I cannot tell another business what to do. Stay in your guide and have someone. Salvation Army would donate a grave.
Okay.
Salvation Army would donate a grave.
Is it with the Salvation Army, or is it any cemetery, or just
It's cemeteries they got going now is Sunset.
Sunset? Okay.
It's overlooking the golf course. It's over on 36 in Hillside.
Okay.
Hillside. Yep. It's right over in that area.
How many cemeteries? I'm just curious. How many cemeteries it is in Minnesota? I mean,
It's so many. But there is no black-owned cemetery.
Okay, that was the
I'm
question
claiming.
I was
I'm
gonna
claiming
say.
this. I'm claiming this. I'm going to claim it. My friend Lisa from North Minneapolis. She lives in Atlanta. Lisa Bush. I am claiming to own a black cemetery.
Okay.
We deserve that. Every
yes.
Come on now.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
But I need my people support.
I got
That's
so many.
right.
I got so many questions.
I got John.
We know, John, because
Yeah,
you've asked all the questions. I have not gotten a chance
I
to
gotta
ask
get my
any
close-up.
question.
I want
But if you don't, if you don't come by Brooks Funeral Home, that's been in business since 1901, I urge you to get life insurance. So when you do step into that other funeral home, you know what you want. They gonna give you everything you want, and they will give you a Bella. Here's your bill. How are you gonna pay for this?
That's right.
In that order.
That's right.
But get some life insurance.
Absolutely. I was just looking through here myself because look, if you don't come and take a look at this, here's your basic services. You know, everything is outlined for you. Embalming, your there's his caskets, the outer burial containers. You got the hearse funeral coach for funeral and ceremony. Everything is in here. So this really, you really need to come and check it out. And I'll just share a quick story with you. My father passed over probably about 18 years ago. Yeah. And I mean, he didn't have a lot of money or anything, but the one thing he knew to do was get insurance. And he got a small policy that would just cover everything that he needed, okay? Because he knew his daughter didn't have any money. His sons, they weren't even capable at the time, you know. So he did that. And when he went on, my name was on there to take care of everything. And I've been so grateful to him that he took care of that for me. Because when I went to when I called that funeral home, and this is also the importance in getting to know your funeral home, okay? Because it was a black-owned funeral home in Southeast Missouri, Sparks Funeral Home. Been there, I can't even tell you how long because I don't know. But I know that all our family and everybody else went there. And when I called and said that I'm 6 hours away and my father passed, first of all, he knew the family.
Come on now.
Okay? That's number one. He knew the family. So we were not strangers. And then second, he says, we have a funeral home there, and whatever that connection or partner, you could explain that, how that works. And he says, we'll make the phone call. They'll get that body within such and such, such and such. They were at that hospital, got my father within that time frame, and he was taken down there. And then when I walked into that funeral home and I said, well, here's this policy that he had, I didn't know anything about any of this. I gave it to them. He looked it over. He says, no problem. He says, now what do you want? He said, we got this, and this, and all of this will keep you within your range. I was able to get a nice little headstone included. So we covered every detail. And it was like, I can't even tell you the burden that was lifted. Because imagine if I had to take care of that on my own. I'm the oldest. I was the only one, in the right space to do anything at the time.
Yes.
And I couldn't imagine if I had to call up family members. If I had GoFundMe, I don't even think was a thing back then. So I would have just had to go around collecting money. Family, community family, because y'all family. Pay attention to today's message. Okay?
Now, I was always curious. When I go to the cemetery, it was always called this place called the Potter's Field. Now, what is that?
John goes.
I mean,
all the way.
I think that I've heard that Pottersville. I think it's for people that's in prison or something, and they'll put them in the Pottersville.
Oh,
If you're in prison,
okay.
So that's a place that's way back in the cemetery.
way back somewhere that the city owns, and they
Okay,
they got a contract with the jail.
Okay.
But we don't do that. We don't do that to our people.
No,
We
shouldn't.
No, I do have to say this. If it's going to be a county case with the Brooks Funeral Home, I want y'all to remember this. They don't pay for death certificates. That's not part of what they do.
You have to pay for everything.
Wow.
Everything is a charge. If you do get death certificates from me and you went through the county, because that's who I am. But I did stop getting so many death certificates. I try to put one in there. Not no 5, 1. They charged me $13, and it's right on there.
Wow. See
So
there?
pretty much you paying for everything. So when you die, you paying for picking me up,
Yep,
then bringing me back, then getting me dressed,
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
get me prepared
Yes.
for my big night. Then after that, you got to pay to take me to the church
Yes.
or wherever I want to go. Then you got to pay for the limousine.
Yes.
Okay. Then after that, then you got to pay for closing the casket, right? When you close me, open me back, and close it back up.
No, I won't. I don't charge for that.
Okay.
But other funeral homes, they
but
do.
other funeral homes that actually it does. Now listen, it don't matter what funeral home, either Brooks, Esther's, or Belmont, or these other funeral homes out here, the prices still stay the same. I mean, some of them will work with you, as Miss Brooks will, and other ones. So years ago when I worked at Ford Funeral Home, many of you guys didn't know, I used to work for James Funeral Service in Chicago, and he asked me. He said, "Well, you got to go on the west side." I said, "Go on the west side for what?" He said, "You got to go pick up a body." I said, "Pick up a body from where?" So we had to go pick up a body from another funeral home because they was too high. You see, because when you got funeral homes,
see?
when you have funeral homes that got these big names, like y'all here listen to the show from Chicago, like A.R. Leak, Gatlin's, A.A. Rainers. When you go to some of them big funeral homes, you got to have the money. Then when they don't have the money, then they call them the little funeral homes, which is they call the storefront funeral homes. You ever been to Chicago? You see the little storefront funeral homes? They got the little,
John,
the little bitty
come on.
house.
Yes, sir.
Funeral homes.
Don't tell it
and
like it
then
is.
Then they'll go ahead and just take you, and they actually show up. You know what? A funeral home is a business, just like you run a business.
It's a
just like you have
business.
like you have a store, you have a business, you have an entrepreneur business. It's a business. Okay, we know that death is a business. People go to school for morticians. They ain't going to school for morticians to be going to school. They go to school, but it's most important. And I stress this to pastors, let's listen to this show, community leaders, and
Absolutely.
and everybody. It's most important. This is one thing I say it's missing from our community. They don't tell us about insurance. They'll tell us when you die, they'll say, "John didn't have insurance. That's his fault.
That's his. Yeah.
He bought a new car. He bought all these wheels on. He bought everything else. He didn't think about life insurance. Hell, I ain't gonna bury him. No, I mean,
But
it
nobody
You
even
better
talked to
say
him
it.
about it.
yeah,
That's
but
right,
it's the
that's
truth.
right.
Then it started dividing the black family.
Yes.
Then you ask everybody to pitch in. Brian gonna pitch in. Well, I ain't got it. You call Eric? I ain't got it, man. Right now, I'm hurting. Right now, man. I can't barely pay my bills right now. I ain't hurting.
He ain't had nothing?
Yeah, and look, they had then you got people that get mad at churches. They go to churches. Church ain't seen them since they was 5 years old, 10 years old, and they'll say, "I used to go to this church."
Big Mama went there.
My
40
grandma
years ago.
used to go to this church, and they go in there and. And the pastor help him out and with the funeral and have the funeral there, and then they don't see him no more. They don't see him no more at all.
That's right.
And sometimes churches get hurt too because they can't. Like I said, you got churches and organizations want to help everybody, but they just can't help
They
everybody.
cannot.
If we do our part. Now
Yes,
we do our part. It's important. If you need to get insurance, you sitting at home and no commercials come on. How you sitting no commercials come on TV and the lady sitting there say yeah. The lady said you ain't got nothing to worry about, honey, because I got insurance on you. It's commercials to be on TV. It's best to pick up the phone and actually call and get insurance on
That's
yourself.
right.
And I'm going to admit. And I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat. Old as I am, I should know better. I should have insurance on myself. Okay? I'm running around here trying to make sure my car got insurance.
Yeah.
I thought about this tonight when she was here. I said, well, hell, how about if I have an accident in the car and die in the car? Then what? I don't think the insurance I'm paying for the car will cover my death.
That's
It's only
right.
carry auto.
That's right. That's
It only carry accidental, collisions. It don't cover that. See, that's the part we fail to realize. You die in the car, accident today or tomorrow, then they don't pay for that. Because I don't want nobody carrying no basket around for me. See, you know who your true friends are
You better say
when
it.
you land there.
You better say
wait.
open up a
What
business.
you talking about?
That's his fault.
That's
he should have
right.
had. First thing it says.
He should have had some.
He should have had some insurance on him. So he walking around here acting the fool. Buying
That's
all
right.
These stores.
That's
but
right.
it is actually true.
it is.
We as black people,
better.
we got to do better than what we are doing. This is not putting nobody's down.
No.
This is
No.
not talking. Listen here. We is talking about.
The other thing too is don't do like I used to do when I was younger. See,
Yeah.
what I did when I was younger was I get a policy, and I let that policy lapse.
2
Okay.
years. Have it for 2
Now
years. Yeah.
that I'm older,
Yes.
okay, I had to get a different type of insurance. Okay, so that's a whole nother show.
That's
Different
right.
types of insurance because I didn't get what I should have got and kept it back in the day. So then I had to get a different type of insurance, and it makes a difference. It makes a big difference.
Now, if people watching this show and they want to know Miss Brooke, they want to know how. Now we going her name is Miss Nene.
She's Reverend
okay?
McAfee's secretary.
And
Everybody knows her.
she's
Beautiful.
at New Salem Missionary Baptist Church, and her name is Nene. That's Nene. Hollins, Hollis. Now, if you need, just call her. We ain't telling you, we ain't badgering you, telling you to get insurance, but just call her and just get an estimate. You know how you go somewhere and get an estimate for a car, you get a, how you get a quote for insurance. Just call and just get a quote and say, hey,
That's right.
I want to, because I'm gonna call her tomorrow and see how much would it be a quote
And
insurance for myself.
then if you don't and honestly, if you don't want to call her, I mean, we've got several insurance agents
Absolutely.
in our own community. Have someone sit down with you and go over the ins and outs.
Yep.
That's right.
Get a lay of the land and
That's
see
right.
what you can afford, what you need.
And I encourage all pastors, some of you pastors may know Miss Brooke work with her, but I
Absolutely.
encourage you just to have
Hey, this
just
needs
have
to
a
be-
Wednesday night
Yes.
session where she can come in and talk with the congregation
That's my logo. Yes.
about that.
I love this.
And
Thank you. My father-in-law started that.
and it's the logo. Read that logo.
I love it. Listen to this. It's better to know us and not need us than to need us and not know us. Amen. That is the truth.
Wow.
That's nothing but the truth right there. Ain't that what y'all say? That's nothing but the truth.
This is
That's
real.
it.
This is this is an education moment. So, Ms. Brooks, tell us a little bit about you and your family and your hubby.
See, I'm smiling.
And everything.
Yeah, we can go ahead. We promise we're gonna have John be quiet and let you talk.
I'm gonna be quiet.
I've been knowing George.
I'm so sorry. It is so much. It is so much. This is very interesting.
It is.
I mean, I have never,
It is.
had no one even to give me information about this. And I mean, serious. The only time I go to, a funeral home, either, I mean, many of us African American, we can raise our hand today. Many of us only been to the cemetery. I mean, to the funeral home only to make funeral arrangements or go to a funeral. And we don't stop. Half of us will pass Esther's, pass Miss Brooks' funeral home.
Because I'm a feature.
And we are past there until we got to go to another funeral. But it's always good to step in.
You know what I just had a thought of. This that I'm thinking of right now, and Ms. Brooks, you can speak to this. How many of our people actually come back into this field? See, that's what I'm looking at. When all of you all are gone, are there any others right now that can be proteges or whatever to keep it going?
I do have a young lady. First of all, Reverend Patterson at New Hope Baptist Church. Again, Reverend Ronnie D. Patterson Sr. He's my chaplain at the Brooks Funeral Home.
Okay.
And he also have his own congregation. This is a new generation now.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these kids is not burying their parents; they are cremating.
I was going to ask about
and
that.
That's on the rise. That's on the rise. But I do hope that someone that looks like me in about 20 years can step up and help my people. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, as we look, we're better together. Mm-hmm. I love my people. Mm-hmm. I will help my people. So that's what it's about. But my husband, I've been married over 28 years.
28 years to the same man?
To the same Mr.
Wow, Mr. Brooks.
Mr. Brooks.
Proud man.
You better say it. And he has a big heart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My husband is 84.
Oh.
He's been in this since he was 60 years old. And he tells me the last 15 years, it's nice to be nice. Mm-hmm. I love being nice, and I love helping. I know I'm not Mother Teresa, but I do my part. And people don't know this, but maybe some people do. The flowers that go on top of your casket, I ask you to pick out the colors that you want. Some families don't have money for flowers. I make sure that you got the colors that you want. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the service, you take your flowers with you. I get tearful because we serve an awesome God. And He's a good God. Mm-hmm. I'm not talking about money-wise, how blessed I am. I'm blessed to have a good husband, but I'm blessed to have a good friend. And I'm the mother of 5 sons. Mm. I install in them, be the best. Be the best that you can be. Mm. Don't always me. Mm-hmm. Always have a smile, because Dr. Williams said this, and y'all might know Dr. John Williams, a good friend of mine. He's gone home with the Lord. A smile is always in style. Help someone along the way. Do something for someone. Ask them, how you doing today? When you come into my funeral home, again, just don't stop by for a service. Stop by because I love cooking and I love giving. Because I am. Okay, come on now. Just, our people, we just need to hug each other a little bit more closer and care about someone.
Yes.
And that's what it's about.
And we thank Ms. Brooks for coming in today.
Oh, my gosh. Yes, we
being
do.
our guest. And I'll tell you, she had
our first guest.
Yes.
And she did an awesome job.
Yes, she did.
Beautiful, beautiful woman. Oh, my gosh. Thank you so much.
And gave us a good insight on inside of making the funeral arrangements and the cost of it, and the most important that we is to have insurance. And like I said, this is community news. This is what we do. We want to inform you that's what's going on in the community. Half of y'all didn't even know about this. What goes on in the back scene of a funeral? You watch a whole lot of shows, go to a whole lot of meetings. Like I said before, they barely even talk about this in our community until death happens. Yep. And and we want to be able to make sure that people that look like me I won't say act like me, but people look like me that make sure that that their family is covered. I mean, make sure that your mom have insurance. Young man, young lady is taking care of your mom. You're your mom's caregiver. Make sure that she's taken care of. Ask your mother and father where the policy's at, where you can be able to have them. Make sure you don't default on your policy if you do have a policy. Don't let your policy lapse. Make sure it's something to think about. Call your mama, call your father right now and say, Mom, Dad, you okay? You got insurance and everything. Because I tell you, after this show, I'm gonna get Miss Brooks. We gonna get together, and I'm gonna have to make me an appointment so I can go down there to make to see how much will it cost to get my
right, because some people, if you don't have insurance and you feel that you're not going to get it or whatever, then give Miss Brooks a call.
Yep,
make an
Absolutely.
appointment, and then talk about what other pre-arrangements can you make for that end of time.
That's right.
That's what you do.
And he's gonna put it up on the screen. Her information will be on there. You can go to her website, Brooks Funeral Home, and we are out of time right now. You know what? It was a good show.
Absolutely
good
great.
show tonight, and don't forget, the 21 days we are out there every day, and we thank God for the pastors that's out there that's doing a great work, and through all organizations that's out there that's trying to make a difference in our community. We send a shout out to Pastor McAfee, Bishop Howe, Reverend Patterson, Ella Carter, many of you that I can't name that you all is doing a fantastic job in the community. But thanks to you, the people that's in the community that's making the change. Until next time, this is Community News
that you can use. Join us again next week, 7 p.m.
That's right. Hey. All right. Hey.
There we go.
All right.
I want to thank you.